Good morning, Pwlc. Here are your headlines. Rankings, one-day trainings, water bottles and shaker cups, and call me as soon as you can. Let's first take a look at our rankings. These are the year-to-date rankings, top 25 in reverse order. Columbus 540, Plantation, Fort Lauderdale, Avon, Clarksville, Gainesville, Mansfield, Margate, Allentown, Coral Springs, Columbia, Zanesville, Charleston, Melbourne, Davie, Onalaska, Florence, Strongsville, Parma Heights, Manassas, Fairfax, Okeechobee, Pensacola, Scranton, and number 1 is Miami, 710. I do want to point out two centers in particular, and this is not to diminish anything anyone else has done, but the Allentown Center, Bill Lowry has done an outstanding job so far this year. And coming out of the gate at the midpoint of the year is Clarksville, Maryland. Carolyn Murray is absolutely throwing the big numbers up on the board, and I have a feeling at the rate she's going, she could conceivably end up in the top 15 year to date, and I think she will be, along with Bill Lowry, a force to be reckoned with for 2010 for the top 10. So congratulations to both of them. All right, here are the last 60 days. Reverse order: Canton, Beckley, Columbus, St. Andrews, Plantation, Eau Claire, Mansfield, Port St. Lucie, Margate, Florence, Coral Springs, Onalaska, Allentown, Clarksville, Zanesville, Davie, excuse me, Strongsville, Parma Heights, Charleston, Okeechobee, Fairfax, Manassas, Pensacola, Scranton, and Miami. Those are the last 60 days. Now let's take a look at the last 30 days. This overlaps September and October, but for the last 30 days, we've got Columbus 540, St. Andrews, Beckley, Newark, Canton, Plantation, Mansfield, Port St. Lucie, Eau Claire, Margate, Coral Springs, Clarksville, Charleston, Zanesville, Allentown, Onalaska, Davie, Parma Heights, Strongsville, Manassas, Okeechobee, Fairfax, Pensacola, Scranton, and Miami. And I want to point out, Dave and Vanessa Cortez are doing an outstanding job in both of their locations, both Davie and Margate, and are consistently in the top, if not 10, the top 15. Now here is for the week ending 10/2. That include, and I'm including all the data for the last 3 days of September and the first 2 days of October in this number. Here in reverse order, top 25. Beckley, Norcross, Baltimore, Zanesville, Margate, Wilkes-Barre, Mentor, Tupelo, Allentown, Columbus, Eau Claire, Parma Heights. I take that back. I need to reverse what I just said. This is just the last 2 days, or the first 2 days of October. Again, Beckley, Norcross, Baltimore, Zanesville, Margate, Wilkes-Barre, Mentor, Tupelo. Way to go, Donna. Allentown, Columbus 770. Scott Perkins, where'd you come from? All of a sudden in the mix. Eau Claire, Parma Heights, St. Andrews, Fairfax, Okeechobee, Strongsville, Coral Springs, Davie, Florida, Port St. Lucie, Plantation, way to go, Kate, Mansfield, Gainesville, Manassas, Scranton, and Pensacola. And I want to point out that Ron and Celeste in Port St. Lucie, it just keeps getting bigger and better every week, week over week, for the two of them in Port St. Lucie. Let's switch gears for just a moment. Let's talk about the one-day sales trainings. One of the things that I've noticed on here is, I made some notations, if I can get my fingers to work today, 15 out of the 25 centers year-to-date attended the one-day training I did back in June. 17 of the 25 centers in the last 60 days attended the one-day training in June. 18 of the top 25 centers attended the one-day training I did. That's for the last 30 days in the top 25. 19 of the top 25 attended the one-day sales training I did back in June. What's that tell you? There is power to the one-day sales training. This one-day sales training we're taking all over the country now is a very impactful sales training to get your team focused on how to really drive new client acquisition and take care of the existing clients. You don't want to miss it. You want to send as many people as you can. So there's no confusion about the dates. And I know we had to change these dates just once and that was about 3 weeks ago. Let me repeat, November 3rd in Akron, Ohio. At this stage, it'll be held at the corporate office. November 5th in Fort Lauderdale. Laurel has worked out the hotel. We'll get the hotel info out in a minute. I'll talk more about that in a moment. November 10th, Madison, Wisconsin. November 10th, same time, Jackson, Mississippi. November 12th, Allentown, Pennsylvania. And November 12th, Baltimore, Maryland. This training is for all managers, sales counselors, and nurses. Anyone and everyone you can send. It runs from 9 to 5 p.m. It's a brown bag lunch. Bring your own lunch. We're going to just cruise right through this material. We only have a handful of hours to be together for a day to get us through the rest of fourth quarter, get us through a successful Thanksgiving holiday, and maximize our new client acquisition opportunities between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and come out into first quarter just barreling right through it and have an incredible success. Now, during this one-day sales training, participants will learn how to generate more leads, set more appointments, do more presentations, get more enrollments, and make more money. You want to make sure you're in attendance. Now, the requirement to attend the one-day training, you must complete the online training. Now, right now, we're up just in the last few weeks from 70% of the sales force, managers, nurses, and so on, that have completed it to almost 75%. So my sense is virtually everyone who's ready to come to this training has already completed the online training, but you need to print those certificates. If you've not already, let me kind of rewind for a second. If you've already completed it, I got your name on the list. If you've not completed it, by the time of that training and you're not on the list, you've got to bring the certificates with you so we know you've completed the online training. You need to present those certificates, or I'm afraid you will be turned away at the door, and here's why. Rather than start from ground zero, I want and we need you to come in with a fundamental foundation of knowledge, and the only way you can do that is by going through the online training. This is the perfect introduction or refresher course for any and all on staff, so you don't want to miss the last chance of the year to really motivate, increase enthusiasm so you can boost sales and drive new client acquisition in the latter part of the year. We're going to focus on lobby services, exam room services, and counseling room services. Now, you may think, what the heck is that? Well, you know exactly what it is if you went through online training. We're going to train you on how to build value so you can close more sales and have clients stay on program all the way to their goal date and hit their goal weight, and not have clients drop out. So you don't want to miss this training. Water bottles and shaker cups. Word is from Pro Forma, we're 66 water bottles short and 50 shaker cups short from the big sale that's going on, the big purchase opportunity that Steve Flowers has put together. You can email Steve, and I've got it up on the screen here, but steve.flowers@proforma.com for more information on that. Call me, Area 1. In the absence of Emily Honroth, I'll be your go-to person. Call me. I'll be filling Emily's shoes until a replacement is announced. We've had so many high-quality candidates. We're still working through them, and I'm putting them through their final paces with Chuck. Part of it was last week. Part of it will be this week. You'll have an Area 1 newsletter later today, and although I'll be in training for the next 8 days, I will be able to respond by email, and I'll be able to return calls during breaks. So make sure that you get any questions, inquiries, or assistance requests to me as soon as you can. That's our roundup for today. Area 1, look for some important information about what's going on in your neck of the woods. Have a great day, everybody.